Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. It's WIP It Wednesday for Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I'm really happy that I can share the things that I've been working on this week. It's been a fairly productive week, I guess. I did a lot of work on a few projects, or wrong, I switched that. I did a little bit of work on several projects, and so I'm excited that I can share those with you here today. There is one finish, and I'm really happy to have this one done. If you probably can guess which one it is because I was so close to it being finished a couple weeks ago, but it's now done. So I'm going to share that. But something special that happened this week was that on Sunday, my Cameron turned 16. So if you've been following this channel for a while, Cameron is my youngest son, and for a while he was filming my videos, and he actually is featured on one video. He did some Raw Edge Applique, so I'm going to link that video in the description so that you can go and check it out. I don't have a recent picture that he will share for being as a 16-year-old, but I'm really just excited for him that he was able to turn 16. Please give him a happy birthday in the comments. I will share them with him in the coming week. And we appreciate you, of course, just for even thinking about leaving a comment for Cameron for his 16th birthday. I hope everybody is having a great holiday season. I hope that you are spending quality time with family, getting some good rest. I'm ready now to share what I have been working on. Let's start, of course, with the finish since it's right here in front of me, and that is the Trip Around the World quilt. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that you can hopefully see the whole quilt, and then I'll do a close-up of the quilting. Somebody asked for that, so I'll show that in just a second. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole quilt. Hold on. And here is the entire quilt. I hope that you can see that. Let me put it here kind of on the table. Maybe that'll give you a better chance at seeing the whole thing. It turned out really, really, really great. And you can see, like, as I'm holding it, this thing is almost as tall as me. So it's about 54 by 54, something like that. It's really nice. I have not put a label on it yet, but I'll be doing that in the next week or so. Since I am out of school now, I can work on that a little bit more. And here is the back. Here's the back. So I just used 10-inch squares for the back, and I will link the playlist for the front of the quilt or the top of the quilt, and then there is one video for the back of the quilt that I'll also link in the description box. The only thing that this quilt needs now is a label. So let me, I'm going to do a little zoom in and show the quilting up close. I'm not really sure that you'll be able to see it, but we'll just work with what we have. Since it's kind of quilted from the inside out, I'm going to try and start at the center here. And I still have some threads to tuck in. I'll do that soon as well. There we go. All right, so you can see that I just quilted squares or diamonds. I quilted not in the ditch, but along the diagonals of the squares on the top of the quilt. And you can see I feel like you can see the quilting better on the back, but I will flip it over so that hopefully you can see it there too. It looks really good in the camera, in my opinion. So let's flip it so that you can see it. But all of the quilting just radiates out. So by the end of it, it's just these giant straight lines as I quilted in the diagonals of the square. So let me see if we can show that here. And I used on the front, I don't know if you can see it well because I used matching thread, but we'll just see what we can get. Hopefully you can see it, and I'll outline it a little bit too. Let me see what we got. Okay, so here Let me see. All right, so starting in the center of the quilt, this is a dark blue right here. And then I used yellow for the next one. And then I used a white. And so you can see that each bit of quilting gets a little bit bigger. So blue here. And then it just keeps radiating out. And so I first was only gonna do like every third square, but I decided to quilt the whole thing. And I think that it's gonna be really nice once it's washed. Let's see, I guess I should tell you what fabric I used. I did use 2.5-inch strips. The blue and white is called Sashiko, and the yellow is from a Wilmington line called, oh, what is it called? Sunshine or something like that. It's yellows. Let me see if I have it somewhere. I can show it to you. But I used up most of the blue already in the quilt, but then I used the rest of it in the binding. Okay, I found it. So the yellow is from Wilmington Essentials or Wilmington Prints. It's called Sunny Side Up. Okay, but then the blue and white all went together. And I guess I should show the binding too. So let me show that right quick. Because I just took the leftover blue and white pieces from the Sashiko line and I just used those for the binding. So you can see those here, right? You can see all that. And it turned out really nice. Okay, so that's that. But I'm glad to have the this quilt finished. I've said it in several other videos. I should fold this nicely. That I do want to make one of these for myself. I just have to decide what color combination I want to try. So that'll be next if I choose to do one of these as a next project. I'm not 100% sure that I will, only because I have a ton of other projects to go. All right, so next, my next thing that I'm working on, the rest of these aren't completions, they are just partials, but I still want to share them. This one is almost finished, and this is my last holiday bear order right here, and it should be finished either today or tomorrow. I'm taking Cameron out to a dinner tonight, so I'm not sure how much time I'll have to work on it, but maybe I can finish this either today or tomorrow. This is a little bear that was ordered a couple weeks ago, and hopefully I can get it delivered very soon. It is mostly done. Everything back here is stuffed except for this arm. So the right arm still needs a little bit of stuffing. Everything else is ready. Then I can start closing it up and put the collar on it. It is super cute. Love the way it's coming together. I'll put you over here. Another thing that I took some time, I just decided to work on a few things sort of for myself and this week. So one of the things that I did was I took about 2 or 3 15-minute segments and I went back into the vault of stuffed animals and I brought out Fifi Fox. This is a pattern from the Funky Friends Factory that I put the fox together a while ago. I'll link the videos for this in the description, but I decided to pull it back out and do a little bit of stuffing on it. I'm still kind of working on the torso, and even though this is a little tiny fox, I think it's going to take a lot of stuffing to really get nice and firm like I want it. But it should stand up. You can see that it's kind of standing up. I'm concerned about this part. I don't want it to tip over once I have it done. But I really like this little fox. I just took time off of stuffing it because I was working on other projects. But I think that if I can spend 10 to 15 minutes a day on it, it'll be done. Not sure how soon, but I do want to go ahead and get it finished. And then the only other things that I have to do is put the nose on. And this one, it has in the pattern, it has some kind of embroidered nose or something like that, or applique nose. So I have to get the pattern back out and figure that out. But I like the way that this is coming together. I'm concerned because there's a little bit of a crease right here, but I think it's just because the bear hasn't been stuffed enough. I feel like once it's stuffed, then that crease will go away, and I kind of did that, but I had to squeeze. So as I stuff it a little more, I think that crease is going to go away, and it'll be nice and full. But there's Fifi, super cute. So put that over there. Another thing that I just did for fun is I took another 15-minute segment and I pulled out some of my postage stamp squares, and basically that's just a box I have with 2.5-inch squares in it, and the box is over there. I kind of want to go get it, but I'm not going to right now. And I've just been stitching neutrals to oranges and browns. So in my box I have them have the squares sort of in rainbow order, and I've made a red square, a red block, and a blue block, but this is part of my orange and brown block. These are not stitched together yet, as you can see, but I pulled each one of these, and these are different fabrics, and my goal for my postage stamp blocks is for it to be all different fabrics, all different neutrals, and all different color squares. It might not work out that way. I stopped here at 14 because that's just the number of different squares I had. So hopefully as I'm creating more scraps, I'll be able to get some that can fill this out and have a completed block. Right now, the only blocks, I said this before, but the only completed ones I have are red and blue, but I've started a purple one, and I've started a green one, and now I've started an orange/brown one. And I'm just not sure how I'm going to incorporate these into a quilt. I just know it's something I want to do down the line. But it'll be a project that's kind of slow and go that I'm not going to be pressed about. All right. Another thing that I decided to do is to pull out my Pellon strip. And the reason I did this is because as I was making my bear, I wanted to continue my leader enders as I was constructing the bear. And so I pulled this back out just to use as a leader ender. And so the pin was where I ended last time whenever I did this a long time ago. And so I added about 4 strips onto this. And I have an idea for these Pellon strips. I know what I'm gonna do with them. I just need to make enough and to start laying everything out. My goal, I think, is gonna be a, what is it called? I'm gonna use the Missouri Star rhombus template, I think, and I'm gonna make a tumbling blocks. That's what it's called. A tumbling blocks quilt using my Pellon strips and some solid fabrics. And not really sure how that's gonna work out yet. I just know that it's in my head as something I want to try. So if I decide to take that journey, or when I decide to take it, I will definitely document it. There's only one more thing that I had to share. As I said, this has been so many different projects, but just a little bit on each one. I pulled out my Heartstrings Quilt, and I pulled this out yesterday because I had to work, but I didn't have any classes, and so I had a little time that I would be able to work on a project. And the reason that I had time was because I was sitting in the hallway as the kids checked out from their classrooms. So I pulled this and I decided to take this to work with me. My Heartstrings Quilt. I'm going to put a picture here of the front of the quilt so that you can see it. But what I've done is I was working on taking the paper off. So I think I have a series about my Heartstrings Quilt. I will link that in the description and in the iCard so that you can check that out if you have not. This is basically a string quilt that I have designed, and I'm putting everything together. Well, I already put the top together, and I think I have the binding made for this quilt. I might not yet, but I think I already have the binding made. And right now, before I get ready to make a quilt sandwich and everything, I'm going to take all the paper off of the back of it. I want to show you what it looked like when I started. So I'll put a picture here of what it looked like when I started. And then I will add a picture of what it looked like after I got done. And I worked on it for about an hour and a half, I think, to take some paper off of it. So it's going to be there so that you can see it. This is going to be a really great project. I love everything that's going on with it, and I'm excited to share it with you once it's all done. As I work and take the paper off, I notice that some of my stitches are not the best and they might not hold together as much as I would like. So I know that I'm going to have to quilt the dickens out of this thing just to hold it together. But I think it's going to be wonderful. Can't wait to see all of this put together. As I said before, I hope that everybody's having a wonderful holiday season. If you want to, just leave a comment. Let me know what you're excited about, what you're working on. If you're working on anything, if you're just relaxing, I'm here for that too. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!